Your children about the facts of life is one of those moments most parents dread. A new book aimed at children over the age of 13 is meant to support children's sex education, but it's got raunchy love scenes and explicit photos. Co-author Marlene Henning joins us now. Hello, welcome. Hi. We're all mums, so this is a topic that, you know, we've all discussed many times, and, you know, we all agree that that moment of when you're telling your kids about the birds and the bees, it's very different from... I mean, I've got kids aged 13 and 8. Telling an 8-year-old is very different to telling a teenager, because we're not just talking about how babies are made, we're talking about sex. Yes. Do you think that that this book aims to sort of bridge that gap between, obviously, kids know about sex, but do they know about what actually happens? Making exactly.
Because it's more than that. It's always about what is sex then. Mm-hmm. Are we talking about penetration, or are we talking about all the rest? Also the love, the touching, the getting to know each other. It's such a big topic, and I actually think it should start way before that talk about the bees and the flowers.
What age do you think it's right to start?
Now we're not talking, but after birth. That's more like maybe not doing things like when if a little boy touches himself, that they do, because they find it interesting, this little thing, then we will do this.
Yeah.
I think I'm right in saying, though, that in the Netherlands in particular, they start teaching children in schools, in primary school, at the age of 5 and 6. Now, all right, I'm obviously older than any of you at this table, but I just think, where is the innocence of childhood? Where have the innocent days gone?
Yeah. That's important. What I think is they are innocent while touching themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to find, that let them do what they want to do, being innocent.
We take the innocence by making out that it's something wrong or dirty.
But did you write this book because there's so much pornography around? I mean, let's be honest, before young people have sex these days, long before, they can access it on the net, they can access it on television, films, videos, you name it, they can see it.
They cannot
avoid
it.
Was that part of your motivation of trying to address the balance?
Yes, it was. But my main reason was actually, I'm a sexual therapist and I have a practice with grown-ups mostly, 25 years old and up. And I see every day that grown-ups don't know enough. So how can they educate at home?
I actually am really pleased about your book, because I've got two stepdaughters, 20, 15, then I've got 11 and 7. So it's quite a range. And my 11-year-old has just had the sex chat at school, and she's horrified.
This one.
She's like, I didn't know this is what life's about. This is awful, Mummy. and I actually feel really bad about that, because she's had a terrible shock. And so my 7-year-old, I don't want her to get to the same. But what I love about I know there's been a lot of controversy about the photos, and certainly in our meeting this morning. But actually, I really love them. I love them because I think that all a child has to do these days is Google. You start to put in any words related to sex, and what comes at you is frightening.
But Andrea actually read the book from cover to cover last night, didn't you? Which was very good. But I say this with the greatest respect, because obviously you've had great success with this book, and I know I'm the age I am, but you see the content of your book from a text point of view of teaching young people is good. Where I take umbrage with it is the fact that the photographs you put in, albeit for commercialism or whatever, are verging on porn.
But it's a good point that you would say it'll sell better with these pictures, but
that's wrong in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, if that's the reason, but that's not my reason. So I had a nice talk actually out there, a young person, 18, male, and he actually said, "Oh, it's great that these pictures are in, because that's the reason why we picked the book up at all." So and what I think, and they will read. That is it. I think they will read, because it's interesting.
They're not nice. They're not nice photographs.
Oh, but I agree on that one.
Do you not think, though, that in this world, children can have too much information that they then don't know how to handle?
Yes. I think, and in my book, you know how to handle it because I explain things with the pictures. And the problem is they're out there having these pictures in words where it actually is pornography and with no explanation.
Can I
so
just
they
say,
think that is how to have
I
sex.
did read your book from cover to cover last
Okay.
night. I
favourite bit,
put the kids to bed and I was thinking,
does that tell you?
I know that I live on my own.